Hi students, so welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are going to discuss a quick revision of the chapter Polynomials for IIIT, and it is also useful for all other competitive exams and the exams related to the syllabus of 10th class, right? So if you are new to this channel, so please subscribe the channel and watch the video till the end and share with your friends, right? So let us start the video. So in this chapter, so we are going to have the concept of polynomials, so brief explanation of polynomials, and after that we are going to go with the bits, right? So in the polynomials chapter, so what we have, an algebraic expression which is of the form, so if you are having this particular form, then we call that we'll call that algebraic expression as polynomial, right? So in the polynomial, the powers should be non-negative integers, right? The highest power is nothing but we call it as degree of the polynomial. So if degree is 1, we call it as linear polynomial. And in this chapter, so we are going to discuss about quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial means, so which is of the form ax square plus bx plus c, where the condition is a is not equal to 0. Now next, there is a relationship between zeros and the coefficients of the given polynomial. So sum of zeros is given by minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. The same way product of zeros is given by constant term by coefficient of x square. Next, if we know the zeros of the polynomial, then the given polynomial, so we can write down the polynomial as k times of x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta, right? Next, the same way we have cubic polynomial. So cubic polynomial means nothing but it is having degree 3. Now the general form of a cubic polynomial is nothing but ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is not equal to 0. So here also we can bring out 3 relationships. So those are nothing but sum of zeros, sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time, next product of zeros. So based on those, we are going to have minus b by a, c by a, and minus d by a. And after that, so if you know the zeros of the given polynomial, simply we can write down the polynomial as k times of x cube minus of alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha into x minus alpha beta gamma, where k is any real number, right? Next, by looking at the graph, so by looking at the graph we can say the number of zeros. So how can you say the number of zeros? So if the graph cuts x-axis, so the number of points where the graph cuts x-axis or intersects x-axis gives me the number of zeros. So in the first figure we are having 2 zeros because it is intersecting my x-axis at 2 distinct points. The same way in the second figure, so in this figure it is touching at only 1 point, hence it has 1 0. The same way in the next figure, so in this figure, so there is no 0 because it is neither intersecting nor touching. Next, in the fourth figure, so if you observe, it is intersecting x-axis at 3 distinct points, hence so it is having 3 zeros, right? Next, after that, so we are going to discuss about division algorithm for polynomials. So division algorithm is nothing but same for numbers as well as polynomials, where for numbers you will have numbers and for polynomials we are having the algebraic expression, nothing but polynomials, right? So dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, where we can write it as f of x is equal to g of x into q of x plus r of x. Next, here the degree of q of x is always greater than degree of r of x. That means degree of r of x is always less than degree of g of x. So here g of x is nothing but my divisor. Next, value of a polynomial. So what is meant by value of a polynomial? So if I substitute any value in the place of the variable, so whatever the value that I obtain is nothing but we call it as value of the polynomial. Next, we have a remainder theorem and factor theorem. So remainder theorem means, so when I substitute a particular value, so that means for suppose if x minus a, so we are dividing a polynomial with a linear factor x minus a, then its remainder is f of a. So that is nothing but the remainder theorem states, right? Next, factor theorem means if remainder becomes 0, then with what we are dividing, so that becomes my factor. So these are the things that we have already learned in this chapter, right? Next, moving on to the bits. So identify a multinomial which is not a polynomial. So what is meant by a polynomial? So polynomial means it should contain non-negative integral powers. So multinomial means, so all the polynomials are multinomials as well as, so which are having negative powers also we can consider them as multinomials, right? So this is a polynomial exclusively. So this is also a polynomial, this is also a polynomial, because these are having non-negative integral power. So this is nothing but the polynomial is present in the denominator. So if your polynomial is present in the denominator, that means it is not in the form of the general form of a polynomial, hence it is the multinomial. The general form of a quadratic polynomial. So quadratic polynomial means degree should be 2, hence option C is my answer. Number of zeros for quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial means degree will be 2. So if degree is 2, then number of zeros are also 2. Right. Next, moving on to one more question. So zeros of the polynomial x square minus 4x plus 3. Now while solving these problems, so first of all you see how many sign changes are happening. So here sign is positive, here sign is negative, here sign is positive. So from positive to negative, negative to positive. So if there are two changes, then both the roots are, so both the zeros are positive. That means option B and option D will never come. Okay, next after that, so verify. So check for 1. So 1 plus 3, 4, 4 minus 4, 0. So in both the options, so 1 is present. Next, what about 3 or 1 by 3? So any one of the value will be satisfied. So 3 square is 9, 4 3 is 12 plus 3. So 9 plus 3, 12 minus 12. So option A is my answer. Right, x square minus 1. So I can write as x square minus 1 square. So this I can write as x plus 1 into x minus 1. So from this, what are the zeros? So one is plus 1, other one is minus 1. So option C is my answer. Next, product of the zeros. So what is the formula for product of the zeros? So product of the zeros is nothing but constant term by x square coefficient. So constant term is 1 by x square coefficient. So x square coefficient is 2. So be careful. So whenever you are doing a problem, so first write it in standard form. So what he has given then? So 2x square plus x plus 1. So this is the given polynomial. So don't get confused. So most of the cases, what do you think? So here, by looking at the x coefficient, you will be taking so constant by x coefficient. So then answer will be 1. So by mistake you will be keeping the answer as 1, but actually the answer is 1 by 2. So such type of mistakes you need to avoid during the examination, right? If the coefficients of a polynomial are 0, so if all the coefficients of a polynomial are 0, then it is called as 0 polynomial. Next, if minus 3 by 2 is a 0 of the polynomial, 0, if minus 3 by 2 is a 0 of the polynomial, then p of x is equal to, so how can you say? So that means x is equal to minus 3 by 2. If x is equal to minus 3 by 2, then on cross multiplication 2x is equal to minus 3, then 2x plus 3 is nothing but my p of x. So answer is option C. Next, p of x is x square minus 5x minus 6. Now he is asking you to find the value of that polynomial. So when I substitute x is equal to minus 3, so minus 3 whole square minus 5 times of minus 3 minus 6. So this is 9 plus 15 minus 6. So 9 minus 6 is 3, 15 plus 3, 18. So answer is 18. Next, moving on to one more question. If 2 is a 0 of the polynomial, so what is saying? If 2 is a 0 of the polynomial, so what is meant by 0 of the polynomial? So when I substitute that particular value inside the polynomial, it should become 0. So that is the meaning of 0 of the polynomial. That means p of 2 is equal to 0. So what he has given, p of x is given. So instead of x, I need to replace 2. So what I am going to get? So 2 into 2 square minus 3 into 2 plus 7a is equal to 0. So 2 square is 4, 4 2s are 8 minus 6 plus 7a is equal to 0. 8 minus 6 is 2. If I transpose minus 2 by 7. So a is equal to minus 2 by 7. Next, x plus 1 is a factor. So x plus 1 is a factor means what I need to substitute? X is equal to minus 1. If I substitute x is equal to minus 1, this will become 0. That means if I substitute minus 1, what will happen? So minus 1 whole power 4 gives me plus 1, right? So this is plus 1 minus 5 into x cube. So this x cube is nothing but minus 1. So minus 5 into minus 1 is plus 5. Next, minus 1 whole square is plus 1. So 5 into 1, 5. 5 into minus 1, it gives me minus 5. minus k is equal to 0. So minus 5 plus 5 gets cancelled. If I transpose this minus k to right hand side, it becomes plus k. K is equal to plus 6. So answer is plus 6. Next, which of the following have the zeros as minus 5 and 4? So minus 5 and 4. So what is the formula? So what is the formula for polynomial when zeros are given? So it is nothing but k times of x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta, right? So when I substitute these values, so x square minus of alpha plus beta, minus 5 plus 4 is minus 1. So minus 1 into x minus 20. So minus of minus is plus. So x square plus x minus 20. So x square plus x minus 20, option C. Next, which of the following is a linear polynomial? So what is meant by linear polynomial? If degree is 1, then it is a linear polynomial. So this is quadratic polynomial and this is cubic polynomial, right? Next, product of the zeros of the given polynomial. So what is meant by product of zeros? So product of zeros is nothing but constant by highest power quotient. Constant by highest power quotient. So what is constant here? But here it is cubic polynomial, no? So for cubic polynomial it changes. So it becomes minus constant by x cube coefficient. So product of zeros is given by minus constant by x cube coefficient. So which is nothing but minus of minus 6 divided by x cube coefficient is 1. So minus of minus 6 is plus 6. So answer is plus 6. Next, moving on to one more question. The point on the graph y is equal to x square minus 3x minus 4 is. So here x is nothing but the x coordinate, y is nothing but the y coordinate. So which point satisfies this particular situation? So he is asking. So among these 4 points, so which point lies on that graph? Now one by one we are going to substitute the values, or simply what we can do, so take the y value as 0. Then what I can write, so x square minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. So from this we are going to get the values of x by doing factorization. So what is there here? So minus 4 into x square is minus 4x square. What are the factors of minus 4x square? So x square minus 4x plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. So if I take x as common, so this becomes x minus 4. If I take 1 common, x minus 4 is equal to 0. So from this, x minus 4 into x plus 1 is equal to 0. So clearly x is equal to 4 or minus 1. So if I take y is equal to 0, then x is equal to 4 or minus 1. So where we are getting minus 1 comma 0 or 4 comma 0. So these are not the points which lies on this. So based on this question, so minus 1 comma 0 is my solution, right? Next, sum of the zeros. So what is sum of zeros formula? Since this is cubic polynomial, so sum of zeros formula is given by minus x square coefficient by x cube coefficient. So what is x square coefficient here? Minus of minus 5 by 2. So minus of minus 5 is plus 5. So answer is 5 by 2. If the graph of a polynomial does not intersect the x-axis, so already we have discussed, right? If it doesn't intersect the x-axis, then there are no zeros. So the number of zeros is equal to 0. Next, 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. So from this, all the coefficients are 1, so no, right? So from this, what I can say, sum of zeros is given by minus x coefficient by x square coefficient, so which is nothing but minus 1. Product of zeros is nothing but given by 1 by 1, so which is equal to 1. So what is he asking? 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. So if I take LCM, so this becomes alpha plus beta by alpha beta. So alpha plus beta is nothing but minus 1 by alpha beta is plus 1. So minus 1 by plus 1 is minus 1. If the zeros of this particular ax square plus bx plus c are reciprocal to each other, right? So what he has given for this polynomial, if zeros are reciprocal to each other, then what is the condition that it is being satisfied? Now if I see, if one 0 is alpha, then automatically the other 0 is 1 by alpha, because he is saying zeros are reciprocal to each other. If one 0 is alpha, then other 0 is 1 by alpha. If I take product of zeros, so alpha into 1 by alpha is equal to, what is the value? Constant by x square coefficient only, so c by a. So here alpha I can cancel it. So from this, what I can say, c is equal to a. So from this, option 1 is my answer. So do remember this. In a quadratic polynomial, if he says the zeros are reciprocal to each other, then x square coefficient is equal to constant. right? Next, moving on to one more question. Which of the following is a polynomial? So if you observe, this is x square, okay, root x, since it is root x, so root x means x power 1 by 2, so we are getting rational power, right? So hence this is not a polynomial. So here also it is not a polynomial. Next, here in the denominator it contains, so it is also not polynomial. So answer is none of these, right? Next, moving on to one more question. So y square minus 1, so already we did, so y is equal to plus or minus 1. So y square minus 1 I can write as y square minus 1 square, I can write as y plus 1 into y minus 1. Then zeros are 1 comma minus 1. So both A and B. Next, degree of 2017. So if I say 2017, so what is the variable present here? So present, so variable is present, but its power is 0. So that means from this what I can say, degree of this particular polynomial is 0. So degree of this particular polynomial is 0. Next, which of the following is not a polynomial? So here power is 1, so this is linear polynomial. Here also power 1, so this root is only for 2, right? So this is also a linear polynomial. Next, 1 by x power minus 5. So if I bring it to numerator, this becomes x power 5. So this is also having non-negative integral power. Next, if I bring this x to the numerator, so this becomes x power minus 1. So which is negative integer. Hence, this is not a polynomial. Next, the quadratic polynomial whose zeros are root 13 and minus root 13. So already we know the formula. So x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta multiplied with some k, right? So what I am going to get, x square minus of, since these two are having opposite magnitude, so this becomes 0 times of x plus root 13 into minus root 13, that is nothing but minus root 13 into plus root 13. So what I am going to get, so x square minus 13. So answer is x square minus 13. Next, p of x is equal to root 3 x square plus 9x plus 6 root 3. Then product of zeros is asking. So what is meant by product of zeros? Constant by, so product of zeros is given by constant by x square coefficient. So what is constant here? Constant is 6 root 3 by x coefficient, x square coefficient is root 3. So root 3 gets cancelled. So answer is 6. Next, moving on to one more question. So degree of this polynomial. So if you observe, the highest power among these terms, so highest power is 7, hence the degree of this polynomial is 7. Next, 0 of the linear polynomial px plus q. So if you want 0 of the polynomial, simply make it equal to 0 and find the unknown variable. So x is equal to minus q by p. So where is minus q by p? Option A, right? Next, 4y square minus 5y plus 1. So what is the highest power? 2. So if highest power is 2, then it is quadratic polynomial. Next, the shape of a graph, y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So the graph of a quadratic polynomial is nothing but a parabola. So parabola means, so already we know, so it is nothing but looking like U shape, right? Next, the sum of the zeros is 4. So sum of zeros is given. So what is this polynomial? So it is a cubic polynomial. So sum of zeros is given by minus x square coefficient by x cube coefficient. So this is given as 4. Now when I substitute the values, so minus of minus 6 by x square coefficient, so x cube coefficient is a is equal to 4. Now, so from this 6 is equal to 4 times of a, so this goes 3 times, this goes 2 times. So from this a is equal to 3 by 2. So option B. If 4 is one of the zeros, so one of the zeros means directly what we can say, in the place of x replace 4. So what I am going to get? So 0 is equal to 4 square plus k into 4 minus 8. So 4 square is 16. So 16 plus 4k minus 8 is equal to 0. 16 minus 8 is 8. So 4k is equal to minus 8. So from this k is equal to minus 2. So answer is minus 2. Next, moving on to one more question. So degree of the polynomial. So here if you observe, this is nothing but in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. So since it is a quadratic polynomial, hence its degree is 2. Next, number of zeros. So how many places it is intersecting x-axis? So my graph is intersecting x-axis at 3 points, hence the number of zeros are 3. Next, graph of a linear polynomial. So simply remember, so in linear itself, so what are the first 4 4 letters forms a word line. So from that what we can say, linear polynomial is always a straight line. Okay. Next, sum of the zeros of the given polynomial. So 2x square minus 9 is my given polynomial. If I write it in standard form, so 2x square plus 0x minus 9. Now if I want sum of zeros, so sum of zeros is given by, so what is the formula of sum of zeros? So sum of zeros is given by minus x coefficient by x square coefficient. But here, do you have x coefficient here? So x coefficient is 0, 0 by 2. So 0 by 2 is 0. So answer is option A. Next, moving on to one more question. So the quadratic polynomial, sum of whose zeros is 0. That means what he has given, alpha plus beta is equal to 0 and 1 0 is 4. And 1 0 is 4. So 1 0 is 4 means if I consider alpha is equal to 4. So if I consider alpha is equal to 4 here, then automatically beta will become minus 4. So 1 0 is 4, then automatically other 0 is minus 4. So from this what is the answer? So x square minus of, so sum of zeros is 0, 0 times of x plus product of zeros. So 4 into minus 4. So clearly the answer is x square minus 16. So answer is x square minus 16. Next, a reminder, when 4x square minus 8x plus 3 is divided by 2x plus 1. So here 2x plus 1 is a linear polynomial, right? So if you want to find the remainder, you need to make use of remainder theorem. So what is remainder theorem? So simply whatever the value that you obtain from this x, so 2x plus 1 is equal to, you need to consider it as 0. So from there what is the value of x that you are going to get? So x is equal to minus 1 by 2. So on substituting this value of minus 1 by 2 in the given polynomial, so whatever the value that you obtain, so that means 4 times of minus 1 by 2 whole square minus 8 times of minus 1 by 2 plus 3. So whatever the value that you obtain, so that is nothing but my remainder. So minus 1 by 2 whole square is 1 by 4. So 4 into 1 by 4 is 1. Next, minus into minus plus 8 by 2 is nothing but 4 plus 3. So 4 plus 4 is nothing but 8. Next, moving on to next question. So if you observe, number of points of intersection, so number of points of intersection of graph with x-axis is 3. Hence the number of zeros are 3. Next, moving on to one more question. So curve y is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6 passes through. So already previously we have done, right? So consider y is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. So this x square minus 5x plus 6 I can write as, so there are two sign changes. Directly I can say this is x minus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. If you want, you can verify this. So from this what I can say, x is equal to 2 or 3. So from this clearly what are the points of intersection? Either 2 comma 0 or 3 comma 0. So what is given in the options? So 3 comma 0 is given, so 3 comma 0 is my answer. So if 2 comma 0 is given, so 2 comma 0 is also one of the answers, right? Next, what he has given, x cube minus 8 divided by x minus 2, x cube minus 8. So how can I write this x cube minus 8 as? So x cube minus 2 cube. It is in the form of a cube minus b cube. It is in the form of a cube minus b cube. So if a cube minus b cube is there, so a cube minus b cube I can write it as a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square, right? So if I change this in this particular form, then I can write this as, so x cube minus 2 cube can be written as x minus 2 into x square plus 2x plus 2 square is 4. Now since I need x cube minus 2 cube by x minus 2, so directly I can transpose this right here. Then what is the answer? X square plus 2x plus 4, right? So no need to divide on both sides. Just simply what you can do, so you can transpose this x minus 2 here, then whatever the thing that is remained, that is my answer. If the zeros of the polynomial ax minus 10 is 5, so ax minus 10 is equal to 5 he has given. So from this what I can say, ax is equal to minus 10, if I transpose it becomes 15. Then what is the value of a? If the zero of the polynomial ax minus 10 is 5, then the value of a is, so what he has given, if the zero of the polynomial is 5, right? So this is not the situation. So what he has given, if the zero of the polynomial ax minus 10 is 5, that means what I need to replace x with 5. So a into 5 minus 10 is equal to 0. So from this 5a is equal to 10. So a is equal to 2. So answer is a is equal to 2. Next, moving on to one more question. So it is exactly divisible. Exactly divisible means nothing but the remainder should be 0. So when I substitute x is equal to 2, since we are having x minus 2, that means I need to replace x is equal to 2. So when I replace x is equal to 2 in this, it should become 0. So that means 2 cube minus 3 into 2 square plus 4 into 2 plus k is equal to 0. So 2 cube is 8, 2 square is 4, 4 3s are 12. Next 4 2s are 8 plus k is equal to 0. So 8 plus 8, 16. 16 minus 12 is 4. So k is equal to minus 4. So answer is minus 4. Next, what he has given, so x minus 3 exactly divides this polynomial, right? So x minus 3 means I need to consider x is equal to 3. So when I consider x is equal to 3, 3 power 4, 81. Next 3 cube, 27 2s, 54. So minus 54. 3 square is 9, 9 3s are 27. Next minus m into 3, 3m plus 5. Since it is exactly divisible, so it will be equal to 0. So 81 minus 54 is nothing but 27, or so 81 minus 54 is 27, 27 plus 27, 54. So 54 plus 5, 59, right? So if I transpose this 3m minus 3m to this side, so this gives me 3m is equal to 59. So m is equal to 59 by 3. So answer is 59 by 3. Next, moving on to one more question. So polynomial x square plus 1 has dash zeros. X square plus 1 is equal to 0 has dash 0. So from this what I can say, x square is equal to minus 1. So can you say any square number equal to negative value? So we can't say. So clearly it has no real zeros, right? Next, alpha plus beta is equal to 0. Alpha into beta is equal to half. So from this clearly what I can say, so k times of x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. So this is nothing but my polynomial. So when I substitute the values, so x square alpha plus beta is how much given? 0. So no need of writing this because this whole thing becomes 0 plus 1 by 2. Then so if I take k is equal to 1, then I am going to get option B, right? So if I take k is equal to 2, then I am going to get option C. So both B and C are nothing but my answers. So depending on the value of k, we are going to get two polynomials. So these two polynomials will have sum of zeros is equal to 0 and product of zeros is equal to half, right? Next, if one of the zeros of the given polynomial is minus 3, so if I substitute x is equal to minus 3 here, what I am going to get? So k minus 1 into minus 3 whole square plus k into minus 3 plus 1. So when I simplify this, 3 square is 9, 9k. So this is equal to 0 now, right? Next, so from this what I am going to get? 9k minus 9 minus 3k plus 1 is equal to 0. So 9k minus 3k is 6k, minus 9 plus 1 is minus 8. If I transpose, it becomes plus 8. So k is equal to 4 divided by 3. So answer is 4 by 3. Next, if the zeros of the polynomial are 2 comma minus 3. So if zeros are 2 comma minus 3, so simply what we can say, so x square minus of, so since we know the zeros, right? So 2 minus 3 into x plus 2 into minus 3. So from this what I am going to get? 2 minus 3 is nothing but minus 1. So minus 1 into 1. So 1x minus 6. So on comparing this what you are going to get? So a plus 1 is equal to 1. Clearly a is equal to 0. Next, on comparing with b constant, so b is equal to minus 6. So option D is my answer. Next, if the two zeros of 7x square are reciprocal to each other, so we have discussed no. So if zeros are reciprocal to each other, then x square coefficient is equal to constant. That means 7 is equal to minus k. So from this k is equal to minus 7, right? Next, moving on to one more question. So if alpha beta are the zeros of the given polynomial, then 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. So x square plus, so x square plus 5x plus 6. So for this the zeros are alpha comma beta. So clearly sum of zeros is given by minus 5, product of zeros is given by 6. Now what is he asking? 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta value. So if I take LCM alpha beta, then in the numerator you are going to get alpha plus beta. Right? By substituting the values of alpha plus beta, so it becomes minus 5 by 6. So answer is minus 5 by 6. Next, moving on to one more question. So what he has given, 2x square plus 5x plus 1. So for this the zeros are alpha comma beta. So from this alpha plus beta is minus 5 by 2. Alpha into beta is 1 by 2. Now what did he ask? Alpha plus beta plus alpha beta. So alpha plus beta plus alpha beta. So clearly this is sum of zeros, product of zeros. So minus 5 by 2 plus 1 by 2. So which gives me minus 4 by 2. So minus 4 by 2 is minus 2. So answer is minus 2. Next, moving on to this question. So alpha beta are the zeros of this polynomial. So x square minus x minus 1. So what is sum of zeros? Sum of zeros is 1. Product of zeros is minus 1. Now what did he ask? So 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. So 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is nothing but alpha plus beta by alpha beta. So when I substitute the values, alpha plus beta is 1, alpha into beta is minus 1. So overall value is minus 1. Next, zeros of this particular cubic polynomial. So x cube minus 4x. From these two terms, what I can take common? I can take common x. So this becomes x square minus 4. So clearly this x square minus 4, again I can write it as x plus 2 into x minus 2. So from this, what are the zeros? So x is equal to 0 comma 2 comma minus 2. So the options are 0, minus 2, plus 2. Next, which of the following is not correct? A quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomials means it is having degree 2. So if it is having degree 2, so totally it has maximum 2 zeros. So option 1, no real zeros. So it is okay. Next, 2 equal real zeros. It is also okay. 2 distinct zeros. It is also okay. So what he has given, 3 real zeros. So it is not at all possible. Hence it is incorrect. Next, moving on to one more question. Cubic polynomial y is equal to f of x cuts x axis at most. So at most means maximum. So maximum, how many points it can cut? So it can cut 3 because it may have 3 real zeros, right? Next, moving on to one more question. So what he has given, the given polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. So this is my given polynomial, and is asking you to find the sum of reciprocals of the zeros. So if I take LCM, so what is the LCM? Alpha beta gamma. In the numerator, what you are going to get? Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. This is nothing but sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time, right? So sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time is nothing but given by x coefficient by x cube coefficient. So x coefficient by x cube coefficient is c by a. Next, product of zeros. So product of zeros is nothing but minus constant by x cube coefficient. So minus d by a. So a gets cancelled. So answer is minus c by d. So answer is minus c by d. So option A. Next, a linear polynomial ax plus b. So ax plus b is equal to 0. So if you consider ax plus b is equal to 0, then you are going to get x is equal to minus b by a. That means at x is equal to minus b by a, y value will become 0. That means what is the point of intersection? So minus b by a comma 0. So option Bombay is my answer. If alpha beta gamma be the zeros of the given polynomial, so alpha plus beta plus gamma is 3. Sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time is minus 10. Product of zeros is minus 24. So already we know the formula. So x cube minus of alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha into x minus alpha beta gamma. So here signs will alternately change. So plus minus. Right now, on substituting the values, x cube minus alpha plus beta gamma is 3. So minus 3x square. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is minus 10. So this becomes minus 10x. Next, alpha beta gamma is minus 24. So minus of minus 24 gives me plus 24. So x cube minus 3x square minus 10x plus 24. So option C is my answer. Next, moving on to one more question. So he is asking p of 1 by 2. So p of 1 by 2 means directly substituting in the place of x, 1 by 2. So 2 times of 1 by 2 whole cube minus 5 times of 1 by 2 whole square minus 14 times of 1 by 2 plus 8. On simplification, this is 1 by 8. So 2 into 1 by 8 is 1 by 4. So this is 1 by 4. So minus 5 by 4. And this is minus 7 plus 8. So 1 minus 5 minus 4 by 4 minus 1. 8 minus 7 is plus 1. So which is equal to 0. So answer is 0. Next, the distance between two intersecting points of x-axis and the graph of p of x square minus 3x minus 4. So what he has given, the distance between the two intersecting points of x-axis. So what we need to find, you will understand now, right? So x square minus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. So for this, what are the zeros? So we need to find out the zeros for this. So already we have done, I think, right? So minus 4x plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. So from this I have taken x common, x minus 4 plus 1 common, x minus 4. So from this we got x is equal to 4 comma minus 1. Now if I draw the graph for this, so x is equal to 4 comma minus 1. So on to the right hand side you will be having 4, on to the left hand side you will be having minus 1. Now from minus 1 to plus 4, what is the distance? So the question is from minus 1 to plus 4. So these are nothing but the intersecting points of the graph with the x-axis, right? Now he is asking what is the distance from minus 1 to plus 4. So from minus 1 to plus 4 if you want, so simply go with a real number line. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So already from 0 to 4 it is 4 units and this is 1 more unit. So totally 5 units. So this is a different bit, right? Next, if alpha beta are the zeros of the polynomial f of x, then alpha square plus beta square. So already we know alpha square plus beta square, we can write it as alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 times of alpha beta. Now alpha plus beta, so what is alpha plus beta? Minus x coefficient by x square coefficient. So minus x coefficient means, so minus of minus 7, that is nothing but plus 7 by 2 whole square minus 2 times of alpha beta. So alpha beta is nothing but product of zeros. So 2 gets cancelled. So this becomes 49 by 4 minus 3. So 49 by 4 minus 3 means, so 4 3s are 12, 49 minus 12 is 37 by 4. So answer is option A. Next, the graph of y is equal to minus x square lies in. Graph of y is equal to minus x square lies in. So already we know that. So graph of y is equal to x square lies in the first quadrant, right? Sorry, lies in first and second quadrants. Since we have applied minus x square, that means it will have its mirror image. So it will have its mirror image, right? Then what is the answer? So for every positive value you are going to get negative value. So this is quadrant number 3, this is quadrant number 4. So answer is quadrant 3 and 4. So option A. Next, f of 1 plus f of 2 plus f of 3 he is asking you to find. So first of all, f of 1, so 1 square is 1, so 1 minus 1 0. So f of 1 is 6 plus. Next, f of 2, so f of 2 means 2 square, 4 minus 2, so 4 minus 2 is 2, 2 plus 6 8. So this is 8 plus f of 3, 3 square is 9, 9 minus 3 6, 6 plus 6 12. So 12 plus 8 20, 20 plus 6 26. So option A is my answer. Next, ax square plus 2a square x plus b cube is divisible by x plus a. So x plus a. So x plus a means what I need to substitute? X is equal to minus a. So when I substitute x is equal to minus a, and he said divisible, he is not saying divided by. So divisible in the sense it is exactly dividing it, right? Now when I simplify this, so a into what I am going to get? Minus a square plus 2a square into minus a plus b cube is equal to 0. So minus a square is plus a square. So plus a square into a cube. So this becomes a cube. So 2a square into minus a is minus 2a cube plus b cube is equal to 0. A cube minus 2a cube is nothing but minus a cube. So from this what I am going to get? A cube, b cube minus a cube is equal to 0. So b cube minus a cube is equal to 0 means, So we can simply say b minus a into b square plus ba plus a square. So already we have written a cube minus b cube formula in the previous slide, right? So b minus a into b square plus ba plus a square. Now b square plus ba plus a square, either it should be 0 or this should be 0. So from this what I can say, option A is my answer, right? Next, moving on to one more question. So this is nothing but a graph where x-axis, so the graph is intersecting x-axis at only one point. So what is that point? So the point is given as 3. That means it has two zeros, 3 comma 3. It has two zeros, 3 comma 3. So if you are having two zeros, 3 comma 3, then the polynomial is nothing but x square minus of 3 plus 3 into x plus 3 into 3. So from this I can write as x square minus 6x plus 9. So option A is my answer. Next, if minus 4 is a 0 of this polynomial, so minus 4 is a 0 means, so minus 4 whole square minus of minus 4 minus 2 minus 2k is equal to 0. So minus 4 whole square is 16. So minus of minus 4 is plus 4 minus 2 is equal to this minus 2k. If I transpose, it becomes plus 2k. 16 plus 4 20, 20 minus 2 18. So 18 is equal to 2k. So from this k is equal to 9. So the answer is k is equal to 9. Next, quadratic polynomial whose zeros are 2 plus root 3 and 2 minus root 3. So already we know the formula, x square minus of 2 plus root 3 plus 2 minus root 3 into x plus 2 plus root 3 into 2 minus root 3. So this plus root 3 and minus root 3 gets cancelled. This becomes x square minus 4x plus. So here 2 plus root 3 into 2 minus root 3. A plus b into a minus b. I can write as a square minus b square. So a square means 2 square 4. Root 3 whole square is 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1. So answer is x square minus 4x plus 1. Next, moving on to one more question. So degree of this polynomial. So if you observe, this is a polynomial. So in the numerator we are having a polynomial. In the denominator is also we are having a polynomial. So if I split this, so this becomes x square by x power 5 plus x cube by x power 5 plus x power 5 by x power 5. So this is minus, right? Now if I write this, what I am going to get? 1 by x cube plus 1 by x square minus 1. So if you observe, these are not in standard form, right? Hence, since this is not a polynomial, so we cannot say the degree of this polynomial, right? So hence it is not defined. Next, the value of this particular polynomial. So is asking value of the polynomial at minus 1 by 3. So what I am going to get? 54 into minus 1 by 3 whole cube plus 18 into minus 1 by 3 whole square minus 9 into minus 1 by 3 minus 3. So from this becomes 54 into minus 1 by 27, right, plus 18 into this becomes 1 by 9 plus, so this 3 in 9 it gets cancelled 3 times, minus 3 minus 3 gets cancelled. So in 9 table this goes 2 times, 27 table this goes 2 times. So 2 into minus 1, so minus 2 plus 2. So this is 0. Hence the answer is 0. Right. Next, moving on to one more question. So what did he ask? Same, 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta plus 1 by gamma. So already we know, no? So 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta plus 1 by gamma is nothing but, when I take LCM, I am going to have alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. So sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time is nothing but x coefficient by x cube coefficient, which is nothing but 15 by 3 whole divided by product of zeros is nothing but minus constant by x cube coefficient. So minus constant is nothing but minus 12 by x cube coefficient. So 3 gets cancelled. So minus 5 by 4. So minus 5 by 4. So answer is minus 5 by 4. Next, moving on to one more question. One of the zeros of y is equal to 6 minus x square. So if you want to find the zeros, so simply substitute the values. So if I substitute the values, so if I substitute the first value, what it gets? 6 minus of minus 3 is plus 3. So minus of minus 3 is plus 9. So 6 plus 3, 9, 0 gets cancelled. So answer is minus 3, right? And one more 0 we can find it out. Next, the coefficient and remainder when x cube minus x plus 1 is divided by x minus 5. Right, so what is he asking? When x cube minus x plus 1 is divided by x minus 5, then what are the quotients and remainder? Right, so for that what we need to do? We need to follow the normal method. Right, so x cube, since x square coefficient is 0, so directly we are writing, so since x square coefficient is missing, so we will be writing it as 0x square minus x plus 1. Now when I divide with x minus 5, so this x should become x cube. So x should become x cube means I need to multiply with x square. So then x into x cube is x square, sorry, x into x square is x cube, minus 5 into x square is minus 5x square. In the next step, so what we need to do? We need to change the signs. So x cube minus x cube gets cancelled, so this becomes 5x square minus x plus 1. Right, 5x square minus x plus 1. Next, what do we have here? 5x square is there, here x is there. So if I want to make x as 5x square, then I need to multiply with 5x. Then what I am going to get? So x into 5x is 5x square. Next, minus 5 into 5x is minus 25x. So when I do simplification, so this is minus, this is plus. Then what I am going to get? So 25x minus x is 24x plus 1. Now here we are having x, here we are having 24x. So if I want to make x as 24x, so we need to multiply with 24. So this becomes 24, and next minus 5 into 24 is, so 24 5 is minus 120. Now when I change the sign, so this becomes minus, this becomes plus, so this becomes 121. So x square plus 5x plus 24 and 121 are nothing but my answers. Right, next, if the polynomial p of x is equal to x square plus 3x minus 1 is such that p of x is equal to p of 1 minus x. So what he has given? P of x is equal to p of 1 minus x. So this is nothing but my p of x, right? So p of x is x square plus 3x minus 1. It is equal to p of 1 minus x. So instead of x, if I replace 1 minus x, then it is my p of 1 minus x. So that means instead of x, just write 1 minus x. So 1 minus x whole square plus 3 times of 1 minus x minus 1. Now on simplification, so x square plus 3x minus 1 is equal to 1 minus x whole square is nothing but 1 plus x square minus 2x plus 3 times of 1 is 3, 3 times of x is minus 3x minus 1. So on both sides, so minus 1 I can cancel it out, x square also I can cancel it out. So minus 2x minus 3x is minus 5x, minus 5x if I transpose it becomes 8x is equal to, here what I am having, 1 plus 3, 4 is remained. So from this clearly x is equal to 1 by 2. So answer is 1 by 2. Next, moving on to one more question. So x square plus bx plus c has factors x minus 1 and x plus 2. Has factors x minus 1 and x plus 2. Then b plus c is equal to. So since this is a quadratic polynomial, right, and two factors are already given. So what are those factors? So if I multiply x minus 1 into x plus 2, directly I am going to get the quadratic polynomial. So x into x, x square, x into 2, 2x, minus 1 into x, minus 1 into 2, minus 2. So if I simplify this, x square plus x minus 2. So on comparison, b is equal to 1, c is equal to minus 2. What did he ask? B plus c. So 1 minus 2 is nothing but minus 1. So answer is option D. Next, if the polynomial, so these two polynomials when they are divided by x minus 2, they leave same remainder. So if for suppose if this polynomial is f of x and this polynomial is g of x, if these two are the given polynomials and when they are divided by x minus 2, so when divided by x minus 2 means you need to substitute x is equal to 2. So from this what he has given, so simply he has said that f of 2 is equal to g of 2. By remainder theorem, f of 2 is equal to g of 2. So when I substitute the values, so what I am going to get? So when I replace x with the 2, so a into 8 plus 3 into 2 square is 4 minus 13 is equal to, so 2 times of 2 cube is 8 minus 5 times of 2 plus a. Now when I simplify this, this becomes 8a plus 12 minus 13 is equal to 8 2s are 16 minus 10 plus a. Now 12 minus 13 is minus 1, 16 minus 10 is 6. So this minus 1 if I transpose, this becomes 7 is equal to this a, if I transpose 8a minus a is 7a. So clearly a is equal to 1. So answer is a is equal to 1. Next, if one of the zeros is reciprocal of the other. So already we know if one zero is reciprocal of the other, simply what we can say, a is equal to c. That means x square coefficient is equal to constant. So what is x square coefficient here? K square plus 4 is equal to constant. So constant is 4k. Now from this, k square minus 4k plus 4 is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation in terms of k. So this I can write as k minus 2 whole square now. So k minus 2 whole square means k is equal to 2. So the value of k is 2. Next, moving on to one more question. If minus 1 is a 0 of the polynomial, so minus 1 means simply replacing x with minus 1. So what I am going to get? A into minus 1 plus b into, since it is even power, plus 1 plus c into minus 1 plus d is equal to 0. From this, minus a plus b minus c plus d is equal to 0. Now transposing these negative terms, then what we can say, b plus d is equal to a plus c. So option D is my answer. If one of the zeros of the cubic polynomial is 0, then sum of other two zeros is. So what he has given? So already we know sum of zeros of this given polynomial is minus b by a, right? And what he has given, if one of the zeros is 0, so if I consider this as 0, then what we can say, beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a. So answer is minus b by a. Next, if 2 is a 0 of the polynomial of both of the polynomials, right? If 2 is 0 of both of the polynomials, that is nothing but, if you consider this as f of x and this as g of x, so what he has given, so f of 2 is equal to, so f of 2 is equal to g of 2. Now directly substituting the values, so 3 into 4 plus a into 2 minus 14 is equal to 2 times of 2 minus b, right? 3 4s are 12 plus 2a minus 14 is equal to 2s are 4 minus b, right? Now what did he ask? He is asking a minus 2b value. He is asking a minus 2b value. So for that, so 12 minus 14, how much? Minus 2. So minus 2 if I transpose, this becomes 6. So from this what I am going to get? 2a plus b is equal to 6. And one more thing, so he is saying these are zeros of the polynomial, no? So 2 into 2 minus b is equal to 0, right? So from this b is equal to 4. So if b is equal to 4, then 2a is equal to 2. So from this a is equal to 1. Now what did he ask? A minus 2b, no? So a is 1 minus 2 times of b. So 2 times of b is nothing but 4. So 2 4s are 8. 1 minus 8, it is nothing but minus 7. Next, the zeros of this particular polynomial. So x minus 5 means, so one of the zeros is 5. So that means this won't come, this option won't come. So only option A or D. Next, x square minus x minus 6. So x square minus x minus 6 means, so how many changes are there? So one sign change is there. So there is no sign change here. That means one is positive, one is negative. So clearly option A, right? So without solving we can simply say, right? Next, moving on to one more question. So if alpha beta are the zeros of this particular polynomial, so from this what I can say, alpha plus beta is equal to minus 1, alpha into beta is equal to minus 12. Now what did he ask? Alpha cube plus beta cube. So alpha cube plus beta cube I can write as alpha plus beta whole cube minus 3 times of alpha beta into alpha plus beta. So when I substitute the values, minus 1 whole cube is nothing but minus 1, minus 3 times of alpha beta is minus 12 into minus 1. So minus 1, so minus into minus plus minus. So overall minus. So minus 3 to 3 12s are 36. So minus 1 minus 36 minus 37. Next, x minus 2 and x minus 1 by 2 are the factors of this particular polynomial. Then what is the relationship between q and r, right? So if x is equal to 2, if I substitute, then q times of 2 square plus 5 times of 2 plus r is equal to 0. So from this, this is 4q plus 10 plus r is equal to 0. Next, the same way, if I substitute x is equal to 1 by 2, So q by 4 plus 5 by 2 plus r is equal to 0. So from this what I can say, since both are equal to zeros, directly you can equate them. So 4q plus 10 plus r is equal to q by 4 plus 5 by 2 plus r. So before writing this, directly what I am going to do is, here I am going to take the LCM. So q plus, what is the LCM? 4. So this becomes 10 plus, so this is 4r is equal to 0. So since 4 in the denominator, if I cross multiply it becomes 0, then directly I am going to compare. So q plus 10 plus 4r. Now both sides we are having 10, we can cancel it out. If I transpose 4q onto the other, so this q onto the other side, it becomes 3q. If I transpose this r to the other side, it becomes 3r. So from this clearly q is equal to r. So answer is q is equal to r. Next, if sum of the zeros of the given polynomial is 40, so sum of squares of the sum of squares of the zeros. So sum of the squares of the zeros means alpha square plus beta square is given as 40. Then what is the value of k? So already we know the formula for this. Alpha square plus beta square I can write as alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 times of alpha beta is equal to 0. So from this quadratic polynomial, what is alpha plus beta? It is nothing but minus of minus 8 by 1, which is nothing but 8 whole square minus 2 times of product of zeros is k is equal to 0. If I transpose this 2k, this becomes 64 is equal to 2k. So from this k is equal to 32. So the answer is k is equal to 32. But in the options, so there is no 32 here. Maybe there is some mistake. So once let us see again. Alpha square plus beta square. So sum of squares of the zeros. So alpha square plus beta square is equal to 40 he has given. Now sum of zeros. So what is sum of zeros here? Minus b by n. So minus of minus 8 plus 8. So plus 8 whole square minus 2 times of alpha beta. So 2 times of alpha beta is k by 1, which is nothing but k. So 2k. So 8 square is 64. So k is equal to, so 64 is equal to 2k. K is equal to 32 only we are getting, right? So the answer is k is equal to 32. Okay, thank you for watching the video. So all the best for the exam, right? So stay connected with the channel. So thank you for watching. Sorry, here it is not 0, so it is 40, no? So is equal to 40. So from this what I am going to get? So 8 square. So this is 8 square minus 2 times of k is equal to 40. So when I transpose this 40, so this is 64 minus 40 is equal to 2k, right? So 64 minus 40 is nothing but 24. So 24 is equal to 2k. K is equal to 12. So answer is k is equal to 12, right? So thank you for watching the video. So stay connected with the channel and all the best for the exam.